This episode is brought to you by LifeLock. Not everyone is careful with your personal information, which might explain why there's a victim of identity theft every 5 seconds in the US. Fortunately, there's LifeLock. LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second for threats to your identity. If your identity is stolen, a US-based restoration specialist will fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year by visiting lifelock.com/podcast. Terms apply.
BTW FYI. Visit Nexplanon.com RN to learn about Nexplanon. It's an gestural implant, 68 milligrams radiopaque. Or ask your HCP IRL. Okay, TTYL.
Check, 1, 2. Is this thing on? But is it on for real? What is this voice you're hearing? Who is this person? It is I, Sarah B. Welcome to another episode of The Sarah B. Show. All right, guys. Well, time has passed, hasn't it? Kind of. I would like to start off with a massive apology. As you know, I've been working to do video and try to get more creative with the podcast in general. And it's been baby steps. It's kind of hard. I got all this stuff together and then was like, oh, now I'm moving, but I'll still try to get it set up and working. And I have a lot of excuses. But basically, the last podcast that I posted had no audio, which was honestly a huge bummer because, I felt like it was a really good one. It was very sentimental. It had a lot of depth to it. I really opened up a lot. And it was my last podcast in that apartment, and that's basically what it was all about. And then I go to upload it and there is only video, no audio whatsoever, and I don't know why. I did everything the same that I always did and it seemed legit when I was doing it. And anyway, I've just got a lot of bugs to work out, a lot of kinks to work out, a lot of practicing with the new system. Complete transparency, I've been using Riverside, and apparently there's a free version and then there's the paid for version, and I thought I could get away with using the free version until I moved. Well, it turns out I guess you can only get a certain amount of storage or a certain amount of upload space or video or whatever until the quality goes down, or then you have to pay for it or something. So I'm guessing maybe that's why the audio didn't work. I really honestly have no idea, but I was so bummed. I recorded that. I put my heart into it. That was going to be my last one before the move. I was giving you guys that because I knew it was going to be a while, and then that failed. So it's been an extra long time since an episode has happened. So I do apologize for that. And I also have no idea what I even caught up with you guys last, because I remember some of the stuff I talked about in the episode that has no audio. Any of you guys lip readers, did y'all try to look and see what I was saying? So I'll just try to get into what I've been up to the past few weeks and what I was talking about in the last episode as well. So let's get into that. I have so many episodes planned because I have a ton of stuff to talk about, because it's been literally forever since I have recorded with you guys or, given you guys an episode. So I'll give a shout out to a couple people who inspired this. Right now, obviously, there's no video. I am coming back to the old school ways. I am at the Lex and Terry studio recording just audio tonight because I did just move, which I'll get into in a little bit, and haven't got my studio set up yet. It's a work in progress, a big one, but I just felt like I owed it to you guys to come and do an episode. It has been so long. So back to audio just for tonight, maybe for a couple weeks. We'll see what happens. But my influences, my inspirations for this, or one, I obviously just haven't done it in for a while, but also I got a bad review on my website, and while it crushed me, because you guys know, I can take criticism, critiques, but I do get my feelings hurt very easily. It's something I've gotten better at, but it's a constant work in progress with me. And while it hurt my feelings, it also was God, this guy's so right though. He gave me a 1-star on my website, and the review was labeled disappointing. So I was like, okay, I gotta read it. And this is so funny. I actually went to a John Green book reading recently, and he said the same thing on Goodreads. I don't know if any of you guys have Goodreads. It's a great app for nerds that love to read, and you can rate all your books on there and give reviews and stuff. And so that's what he's authors should never read their Goodreads, but he always goes and reads all of his bad reviews. And there was one he said was so funny. It gave him it was like, this is the best John Green book I've ever written. This is his best work he's ever done. 2 stars or something. And it's just so funny. That's like me. So anyway, this review, he gave me 1 star. It was labeled disappointing. And I will say it was like in a nice way, because then in the actual review, he said something like, this show has so much potential and it's so great, but the inconsistency kills it. It's just, you need to be more consistent in posting. And he's right, like, obviously. And I sit here every time and come on and I'm like, guys, so much more coming. Like, I have this plan, and then I just drop the ball. Now, to be fair, I did say on the last podcast, which you guys just couldn't hear because there was no audio, that this was going to be my last one for a couple weeks because I was moving, uprooting my entire life and apartment and everything. But then the audio failed. So that was a bummer. I could have come out and been more clear about it, and I wasn't. I've just been honestly really busy and just completely stomped and drowning a little bit. Before I get into that, I would also like to give a shout out to my run club, the Addison Circle Run Club. I've been missing my friends. I've been going through like a little bit of a depression lately too, with this whole move and the packing and everything. I've been drinking a little more. I've been eating worse, not working out as much, and it's been having a big effect on my moods, obviously. And I've been dancing like crazy. I've been going to dance all the time. It's become like a 5 to 6 night a week thing, and I'm getting a little burnout. I'm burning it at all ends. And I haven't been to my run club, and I've been missing my friends a lot, and the socialization and the endorphins from the run. So I went back to my run club last night for the first time, and it's been well over a month, maybe a couple of months. And it was just so good to see everyone. It's like everybody welcomed me with open arms immediately again, like I had never left. The head of it, Omar, was like, what do you say? He's like, we have a new member here tonight. I'm like, basically, I've been here in forever. So it was just good to see so many familiar faces, and that run club has grown so much. I'm so proud of them, and it's such a good group of people, so diverse in every way, and everybody just clicks. It's just such a great group. So did my 2 miles with them, and had a seltzer with everyone after, and caught up, and I needed that. I felt so good last night when I got home. And I was just so happy that I went. So anyway, thank you guys for everyone in the Run Club listens. And it's like, it hasn't been a new podcast in a while. And anyway, I love you guys. Y'all are awesome. So that being said, let's get into everything I've been going through the last few weeks. OMG. Okay, so I did record that last podcast that had no audio, which was a bummer. I am sorry again for that. And the big thing about that was, I think I even titled it like moving on, literally, like. So that was going to be my last podcast in that apartment. And basically I got into like how crazy it was that, you know, over a year ago, I moved to that new place, and basically it began my healing journey. I went through so much in that apartment. I remember, like, it's crazy to think back to when I first moved in, and the heartbreak was still so real. And I've never just felt that much sadness and emptiness and just doom. I even told a guy earlier, like, I never thought I was going to get over it. I was so deep in heartbreak and sadness that I felt for a while there that I was never going to recover. It's like every day was just as bad as the prior one. And it just felt like there was no light at the end of the tunnel. And that was for months. It was miserable. I was hanging on by a thread. And like I said before, I even cried at hot sauce one day. There was like a bottle of hot sauce that my ex and I had bought together, and I saw it and I just wept. And I'm like, I'm crying over hot sauce. This is crazy. So between that and picking the pieces up, and a lot of crying, and a lot of therapy, and a lot of journaling, and a lot of gym time, I worked through that. You know, I had my birds at this last apartment before rehoming them, and that's still the toughest thing I can. I think about them literally daily, and it still kills me. I still feel like I made the right decision for both of us. I no longer feel like a prisoner in my own apartment. I don't have to have my coffee machine in the bathroom and tiptoe around, and, you know, like, it was so bad. Just, if anybody ever is thinking about getting a bird, please hit me up first. I can give you all the real details of that. Just be sure about it. 'Cause man, that broke my heart. My heart breaks every day. I still can't go to the bird shop. I can't see any of my bird friends. I don't want to hear about anything to do with them, because I know they're doing good, but if I heard otherwise, I would want to get them back. And I need to keep moving forward. Anyway, I don't know I'm talking about this, but basically that happened in that last apartment as well. And, you know, there was a lot of hard times and a lot of growth in that apartment. But But then, towards the end, there was a lot of bad stuff that happened. So it felt good to get out of there. I needed to get out of there. But it was just a really great place to go for a year to heal. The crazy thing is, so I moved, and last night at my run club, I actually talked to a girl who currently lives in the apartment complex that's right beside the one I just moved from, where I had the issues with, the homeless guy jerking off outside my door, and the homeless guy taking a shit outside my door, the spray painted penis right beside my garage, all that fun stuff I had to deal with the last few months. The homeless encampment that was living in the creek there behind my apartment, and also underneath in the sewer there, the 3 miles of tunnel sewer. And I can't remember, this is the hard part. I think I talked about this on this last podcast that the audio didn't work. So I was a part of like a police bust kind of thing. I was basically outside. I was selling a birdcage. I've sold so much stuff, you guys, on Facebook Marketplace. I made like $2,000 before I moved out. I sold my washer and dryer. I sold my airline chairs from Southwest. Not F-U, Southwest. I mean, I just have hard feelings with my ex works there. I really love Southwest, and I don't want to hate him. I would like to be completely over it, and I feel like I almost am. But I also just feel like Southwest is such a great company, and he like embodies everything that is the opposite of that company. And I just feel like he's like a grub worm or like a leech that's like taking down the good of the company. I shouldn't feel like that, but I do. Anyway, I sold my Southwest Airlines bench rocking chairs, and it was actually cool because I sold it to a pilot from United Airlines, and he was such a neat guy. I sold my Pokemon beanbag. I sold my big bird cage. Yeah. Oh, and I just sold my motorcycle. Crazy. Very sad, but I needed to do that. I hardly rode it. And moving to a new apartment complex without a garage, I was scared it was going to get stolen. I went to such a great guy. I'm all over the place here, guys, because I haven't talked to y'all in forever. So basically, I was outside cleaning the bird cage because a lady was coming to pick it up. And I see like 7 cop cars drive by, and I'm like, oh, what's going on here? Maybe it has nothing to do with my complex. I don't know. So they drove around the corner and up the hill and out of sight. And then like 5 minutes later, there's this man wearing pink boxers and nothing else, shaved head, comes running down into the creek right there behind my apartment, and then all of a sudden comes right up behind the fence and looks at me, and he looks all panicked, and he takes off to the left and runs out. And I'm like, that was interesting. So I'm just chilling, and all of a sudden I hear,
This podcast is supported by Progressive, a leader in RV insurance. RVs are for sharing adventures with family, friends, and even your pets. So if you bring your cats and dogs along for the ride, you'll want Progressive RV insurance. They protect your cats and dogs like family by offering up to $1,000 in optional coverage for vet bills in case of an RV accident, making it a great companion for the responsible pet owner who loves to travel. See Progressive's other benefits and more when you quote RV insurance at Progressive.com today. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Pet injuries and additional coverage and subject to policy terms.
is that a good helicopter noise? I don't know. But basically, then there's a police helicopter that's circling. All the cop cars come. There's like 4 or 5 officers that rush down into the creek full in uniform. And then a cop car drives right around to my little cove where my garage is there. And he's like, excuse me, have you seen anyone come this way? And I'm like, holy shit. So I was like, ooh, an accomplice, I can help. I was like, officer, yes. There was a man in pink boxer shorts who ran down here looking very worried. He ran this way. Shaved head? Yes. How long ago? About 5 minutes. Okay, thank you. And then he took off in the direction I told him. So I felt cool that I like helped the police out. So anyway, it was kind of crazy. And that was the last week before I moved out of there. So that is the cherry on top as a goodbye to that place. Like I said, it was so great. But with all that stuff happening and they're putting a DART train in right behind my building there, it would have been hell. So like I was saying, I talked to a girl at my run club last night who lives right now in the building beside mine. And she just put her lease or, you know, canceled her lease or whatever. Her lease is up. And she's moving to the new place that I just moved into. And I asked her if she's had any issues with homeless people there as well, because she lives right beside me. And she said originally she was in a first floor apartment. And one of the homeless guys jumped over her balcony and was standing outside of her bedroom window looking in at her like at night. Like, what the hell? That is so scary. I'm like, holy shit. So she told them, and they ended up moving her to a top floor apartment. But now her lease was coming up, and they tried to raise her rent by like $200 or something, which I will say for at least my apartment, you know, I was leaving and they did so much stuff for me. And then they even like offered to lower my rent by like $200 to stay, which was tempting just because you have the garage, you have all that space and stuff. But I was like, nah, I had to get out of there. So I did. That's why I was doing this last podcast over there before the move. The move happened. Shout out to my mom, who was such a massive help. Like she always is. My mom is just the greatest. I adore her. She's my best friend, and I just really don't know what I would do without her. So she helped me a lot. I spent a week packing and getting as much stuff as I could together, selling as much stuff as I could, because I was going to an apartment that's a lot nicer, but it also doesn't have a garage or as much storage space as this other one did, which I'm fine with. I really want to try to become more minimalist and have like a less stuff, just so in the drop of a hat, if I have to move again or if I want to move again, I don't have as much, which is totally the opposite. When I first got out of my relationship, I was all about acquiring things. I was like, I have my own coffee table now and my own couch and my own washer and dryer. And I was just like, it felt good to get things of my own and feel like I had my own belongings separate from the ex. But now I'm like, oh my God, that was such a mistake. Like, I want to get rid of everything. So I've been really good about it. I've been good about throwing things away. The hardest thing for me is clothing. I've donated like 2 giant bags of clothes, but I just still have stuff that's so hard to get rid of. Specifically like costumes. Like, you never know when you'll need these. Anyway, so I'm trying. It's a struggle for me, but it's a work in progress, like everything else, like I say, is. But we're getting there. So packed up everything, and I just started going back to the gym this week, because before Sunday, Easter Sunday was when I went to the gym. Before that, it had literally been Punta Cana. So I had not been to the gym since like middle of March. And that messes with me so much. Like, as somebody who struggles a lot with depression and anxiety, I need those endorphins. Working out helps me immensely. As much as I love to drink as well, I've been doing it a lot less. I've been drinking these last couple weeks with packing, with moving and stuff, like, oh, I'll get rid of this bottle of wine, have a couple of glasses while I'm packing boxes. And it is just, I mean, I know it's obvious, like alcohol is a depressant, but it just really, really messes with my head and my moods. Like, the amount of depression I felt these past couple of weeks has been so real. And then just like the nostalgia of like leaving that place that healed me. But it's so much better. I already love my new apartment. I've only been there like a week. I am obsessed with it. It is so great. It feels 1,000 times safer. There's police officers right there. The police station is right in the building, like right next to mine. There's officers around all the time. There's cameras everywhere. The whole area is lit up like crazy. It's an inside entrance apartment that I'm in, and at the top floor, which is great. And I have residents all around me. In the building I lived in before, it was kind of out in the woods, and it was an outside entrance. So, somebody could come like break in my door there on the outside easy. The other thing was, I had a garage that wasn't attached. I would go to work at 3:34 in the morning, and I would have my taser in one hand and like my phone open and like dialing 911 in the other hand, just in case, like walking down to my garage alone. It was scary. And, all the stuff that had happened and creepy people like walking around there, it just did not feel safe. So I feel so comfortable in this new place. I will say I've been there a week, but not once have I been scared or heard a noise, or like I have slept like a baby, because I feel so extremely safe here. So that's awesome. And also at the other place, I never wanted to bring guys over because honestly, like if I don't really want them to know where I live, and especially being out there in kind of the middle of nowhere and an easy break-in spot and like no cameras. It just, it's kind of like sketch, and I didn't want some rando guy to know where I lived. Like I just didn't want that. So the new place, I feel like I could easily have somebody over, and if they came to like break in or stalk me, like it would be a lot harder for them to do. So that helps in my head. That being said, it's been almost 8 months now since I've gotten any action. So, my poor neighbor who shares a bedroom wall with me for reasons of my own, obviously not with anyone else. Also, shout out to my poor vibrator who needs to be charged often. But anyway, that's a story for another day. I've been at this new place. I'm trying to unpack. The cool thing about my new apartment is it does have a spiral staircase that goes up to a studio, and that's where I'm going to have everything. Like, I have big plans, and I hate even saying this right now because, like the guy who said my podcast was disappointing because of my inconsistency, I do make these promises a lot, and I feel like I say them because I want to do them, but it sucks when I say them and then I drop the ball, which happens often. But this move has been hard. I've still not fully unpacked. I have a few boxes left downstairs. I have like 4 boxes left to unpack upstairs, and the hardest thing to unpack is like the stuff that's random, right? And that's what I have left upstairs is like 4 random boxes of like furry leg warmers, costumes, and like, back scratchers or microphones or just like random silver. Like, it's just random stuff that, like, where do I put all this stuff? And the hard part about me is I'm so nostalgic with pictures or with trinkets I found, or somebody gave me this and it has a great story behind it. Like, I'm so bad about that. I really need to hire somebody to come over and just like throw away shit I don't need and then like organize the stuff that's there. And I feel like if that happened, I would never know it was thrown away and I would never miss it. But me, it is so hard for me to throw this stuff away. And my mom's been over the past couple weekends helping me do that, helping me sort through boxes. But it's hard too because my mom and I like to have fun. So like, God, she came over last weekend and we got through a few boxes like really nicely. And then we went and had like margaritas, and then we came back and we're like, let's open a bottle of champagne and celebrate and unpack more. And then we went to this little European cafe downstairs where I live and had some espresso martinis with tiramisu. And oh my God, that mixture was awful. We were both so hungover the next day. It was ridiculous, but I digress. That's what, like, it's so hard for me to be good with my mom. Like, we are two peas in a pod. But she's been so helpful. So basically I have those couple of boxes to go through upstairs. But what I'm going to try to do is set up my DJ equipment on one wall and then set up a podcasting desk and station on another wall. And then I can have my camera on a tripod that I can, just move back and forth because I really want to start DJing online. Like, it's crazy because I miss it so much. I do. And also, like, I see so many girls DJing online and making money, and they're not even mixing. They just play songs and dance. I'm like, I could totally do that, especially bored on like a Friday night. Like, hell yeah. Pour a drink, smoke some weed, put a costume on, dance, make money. Easy. Let's go. But again, it's gonna take some time. I have so much stuff to set up and I haven't even begun yet. I'm still just trying to put stuff away and organize it and make that place my home. So we are getting there. I promise. I'm not making any promises. I'm just letting you know that I'm trying. That being said, I've also been like, I made a salsa dance team. I started off dancing. I was going to do a whole podcast about burnout in general, but I'll just get into it a little bit right now. Basically, I started off dancing at my studio that I found that I love on Thursday nights. It's almost Friday, so it'd be fine if I'm a little tired on Friday. It was a good night to go. And then Thursday nights also turned into Tuesday nights. And then it turned into Wednesday nights as well, because that's bachata night, of course. And then I started getting really good at salsa and got invited to level 2 advanced salsa on Mondays. So now I do that. And then there was a salsa dance team that I tried out for, and I made the team. So now dance practice is Monday nights after 2 hours of level 2 salsa for an hour and a half. So now I'm literally dancing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And then I go out for socials various Friday and Saturday nights. The hardest part is these are all very late at night classes. And then I get up at 3 a.m. for work. So it's just exhausting. It's so exhausting. I'm burning it at all ends. I'm doing that. And then I come home and I'm just exhausted from work and dancing all night. So I pass out for like 3 hours when I get home and don't put anything away, don't organize, and then get up and have to eat dinner like at 4 p.m. and then get ready for dance. And that's just been like the past couple weeks. And I'm burning out fast. Like, I'm going to crash if I don't be more careful. But the fact is I've realized this. And the thing that's changed is the salsa dance team. So in my mind now, I'm like, it's become a little less fun because of that, because I have to go to practice. So basically all weekend I catch up on sleep a little bit, and then come Monday are my very early mornings at Lex and Terry. My alarm literally goes off at 3 a.m. on Monday mornings. And then I go to work. And then this week I started back working out. So I've gone to the gym every single day as well when I get home. And then Monday nights I dance salsa from 7 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. 2 hours of advanced salsa, an hour and a half of dance team practice, and then go home. My brain will not turn off. I literally am laying down in my head, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. And I even tried taking sleep gummies. It does not work. So I can never fall asleep till past like midnight. And then my alarm goes off 3 hours later again. So that's like, it's basically like that every day for me lately. And it's become to the point where it's not as much fun anymore because I'm doing it so much, and I have this FOMO that I have to be at every class. I can't miss anything, and that's on me, right? So I don't know. I'm going to try. I need to have some balance. I've talked about this a million times before. Like, balance is my weak point in everything. And again, like, when I went through the breakup and my therapist asked me, like, what's your passion? Like, what's something you could do as a hobby that you really love? And I was like, I don't know. I genuinely don't know anymore. I put everything into my relationship, into pleasing my boyfriend, that I stopped thinking about what I liked and wanted anymore. So when I found dance, And it made me so happy. And I was like, oh my God, I could do this as much as I want. And I will. I just threw myself into it completely. So much so I started abandoning the gym, and I started abandoning friends and my run club. And I just threw everything into dance to the point where now it's becoming not fun because of me, right? So I've recognized that. I'm going to try to cut back on some classes and just go maybe a couple nights a week. And, worst case scenario, if it came down to it, I could quit the dance team. It wouldn't be the end of the world. I could still go to all the festivals and all of the socials and all the classes. I wouldn't lose any friends over it. I don't want to quit it. I don't. But for practice to be that late and that long when I have a schedule like I do for work, something's got to give. So I'm going to try to figure something out and chill out a little more. Plus, with this burnout, with just like working, dancing, sleeping, and nothing else in between, I've had no time to set up my studio or do a podcast or do any of this stuff, which is the creative side of me. And when I'm not creating, I go into more depression. So it's just like a shit circle, right? It's been really bad. Plus podcasting and creating is what makes me my money. And I have this dream of possibly making a living off of this one day, and maybe one day in the near future. Who knows what the future holds, right? And if I'm going to do that, I really need to buckle down and actually start. I'm sitting here pouring all my money into dance, which makes me no money, and the stuff that makes me money and makes me happy too, I'm not putting anything into. So basically I've just had to I need to reorganize. I need to try to schedule my life a little better, a lot better. So anyway, that's what I've been dealing with lately, and the move. And it's just that's been the most stressful part. I feel like I was hanging on by a thread before with the dancing and the working, and then came the packing and the moving, and I had to miss a week of dance. I felt so out of sorts. I felt like I missed so much. It's been hard. It's been hard, and it's been something every night. And I haven't had my time where, being single this last year, and, the whole healing process really made me realize how much I enjoy my time at home alone and just recharging, watching Netflix, ordering a salad in, and, doing facials and propping my feet up, taking an edible, just chilling out. I miss that time at home, and I haven't had that lately. I haven't had my me time or any recharge time for that matter at all. So for that, I apologize. I apologize for abandoning you guys, for abandoning my rest and abandoning myself. I'm reprioritizing everything right now. So just know I am in the process of that. I plan on staying home mostly this weekend. I'm going to go out one night. And other than that, I'm staying in, and I'm going to be resting, relaxing, setting up the studio. And oh my God, not to mention all the good TV and movies out that I've been missing. First of all, I haven't caught up at all on The Last of Us. No spoilers, please. I have seen from everyone that apparently the episode 2 of the newest season is just gut-wrenching and god-awful and so devastating. I haven't watched any of it. I haven't watched one episode of the new Handmaid's Tale. I never even finished last season because I was going to wait till the new season almost came out to finish, so I wouldn't have to catch up and forget everything, which I've now forgotten everything anyway, and still haven't watched the new season. I haven't even finished Black Mirror. I've gotten halfway through it. Also gut-wrenching and awesome. God, I just love Black Mirror. It's that torture and awfulness, car wreck that you just can't look away from. It's just so good. It hurts, but it feels so good. So I need to finish Black Mirror as well. And then the new season just came out. I will say I did watch an episode of that today, and I will probably be binging that this weekend while I'm staying home. I think You is going to push past everything and go to the forefront. I just like that show, and I really didn't like the last couple seasons. You season 1 and 2 were phenomenal. Season 3 was banging. I would say a little bit behind season 1 and 2, and then it kind of fell off for me. But the new season looks very dark, even darker than the others. So I'm here for it. And shout out to Sherelle, who's watching that with me. I will be texting her about this all weekend as well. So anyway, that's on my list too. It's so hard, right? I talk about balance all the time and how I'm working on it, and I just never seem to get better. But at least I'm acknowledging that I suck at it, I guess. I don't know. Oh dear. Anyway, well, this felt really good to come and just give you guys an update and let you know what's going on in my life. And again, apologies for that last podcast. It really sucks. I left it up there. I think I tried to edit it and delete it or take it down or save it as a draft because I actually went and looked into it to be why did the audio not work? And I'm clueless. I have no idea why. I am going to start paying for Riverside, but I just didn't really want to do it till I did the move and had everything set up because I didn't want to start paying if I wasn't going to use it. And there you go. I'm talking very fast. Also, a shout out to a girl named Bree who I met recently, like in the last week. She's on a DFW like singles and friends site, and we both went to a salsa bachata social, and she is a great human. She listened to my podcast and she's like, girl, you talk so fast. And I just thought of her because I'm sitting here like, and I totally do. I don't know. It's something I could work on, or I always said there needs to be like a slow down button, kind of like there's a speed up button. You guys could slow me down. I feel like most of you are probably used to it by now, though. Anywho, all right. Well, that is it for today. I'm glad I got to update y'all. More to come, but when, I don't know, guys. I'm working on it. I'm restructuring my entire life right now, but it's exciting to be in a new place. The new place is so inspiring and amazing. It feels like a breath of fresh air. I think I'm going to be so happy in this place. Oh my God, there's hot guys literally everywhere. I'm ready to get some action. I'm ready to get back out there. Like, I just feel really, really good about the future. And I cannot wait to, dive in head first and share every single detail with you guys. So anyway, as always, guys, I'm still doing the Go Cleanse stuff as well. That's what's kept me hanging on for not going to the gym for a month at least. I've had that, and, doing so bad, eating as well. I've been like balancing out with that. So I know a bunch of you have signed up recently. So shout out to you guys, sending all the good vibes to y'all starting any 11-day or 30-day cleanses. Keep me updated on your journey. I would love to know all about it. And if you need any tips as well, let me know. Or if I can't help you out, I can point you to Rita or Tiffany. There's some great coaches out there. And if you would like to check out Go Cleanse or join in as well, you can go to gocleanse.com/Sarah. That's gocleanse.com/SARAH. And check it out. So there you go for that. You can also go to my website where my friend who prompted me to do this today left that very disappointing review. But it worked. I heard you loud and clear. So also, let's not let this be like a start for trolling to leave bad reviews. I will not read any more bad ones, but I just had to like give credit where it was due. So you can go check out my website, sarahbshow.com. The episodes are posted there, as well as all the links to other places like YouTube, Spotify. I don't know if I'm on Amazon yet. I've been trying to set that up as well. But yeah, sarahbshow.com has all my social media links on there as well. And I really am, I'm going to try hard to get this set up sooner than later and get back at it because I missed it. It's fun. I need the money. All the reasons. And there you go. Well, thank you guys for listening and supporting as always. I apologize again that it's been so long. I've missed you all. I love you all. And I hope y'all have a great week. Mwah.